Take you. Take you.
I must regain control over the Githyanki prince.
What's hiding here?
Skra, my injuries need tending.
on my way.
Time to strike. Make way.
Too close. Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer, yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
It's obscene to owe my life to a damned geich. No more lies, no more tricks. I will have answers!
I suppose it's like I said before. I'm just like you. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new self on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself.
Orpheus? Impossible. He was slain by Justil Kithrak himself.
Quite possible, I assure you. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive-mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Blackith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Blackith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him, in defiance of their teachings. Blackith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive.
I don't understand. The histories claim the prince was burned to ash in the skies.
Your histories are fabrications. The prince was not killed. As you can very well see, he was imprisoned. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Blackith will be finished. No. Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the astral prism. Many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found Orpheus. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. There may come a time when that is necessary, but there is no guarantee that his power would survive his passing. The risk is too great. The moment his protection is gone, you would become enthralled to the Elder Brain, just as I would. We may look different, but to the Elder Brain we are already the same. Thralls in its design. I appreciate that, but this is what I am. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. When I first escaped the Elder Brain, I searched for a new vessel, but the longer I inhabited this one, the more it grew on me. I realized that returning to my former self would only impose limitations. Any advantage I could gain by restoring my original appearance, I already had to hand in the form of magic, and that humanoid shape you've come to know. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle. while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
Even as you say the words, you feel a lurch of disappointment. Your mind bristles with illithid potential. How could you be so cruel as to deny yourself what you want most in the world?
I felt that. It's your nature. You cannot fight it. So embrace it. It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another. A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia. It has become extraordinary.
Veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you but we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and we must not let them reach it. We must find the brain.
What to do?
Consider using the tadpole.
Can't give up now. I'm far beyond ogre ears.
We'll have to wait. I can't talk right now.
No one's stopping yet.
Life pulses from within. The parasite's thoughts whisper at the edge of your mind. It wants to share itself with you. It wants to be let in.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you evolve.
Coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
Perhaps, once the others see what you can do, they will consider trying it for themselves.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet. Listen close. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki many. It is Vlaakith one whom my people now call Queen. Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle. Or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps. The seed. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something? Fine. What's on your mind?
Well, that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
No doubt. Waiting for my time. We should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
That might be worth a look.
Working in your circus?
Oh, yes. The Pyramidius and Fred are cleaning. They've just joined. Settling in marvelously.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum. She went looking for herbs. That's what she said. Said it was for the spots. She had them all in her hands and face. She said she wouldn't be gone long. But that was a whole 10 days ago.
The herbs you know for salving sores would take effect immediately. It seems unlikely this child's mother will return.
Thank you so much. I don't have anything, and you can't do anything without any coin. I'll pay you back. When I...
Not enough to organize the wine.
Hi. I'm still looking...
Precisely how many
You've been saying that for days. My feet hurt.
I know, little one, but you'll be in a big, cozy bed soon enough.
You have anything you want for supper. All the treats you told.
Circus?
Oh, yes. Pyramidius and Fred are cleaners. They've just joined, but are settling in marvelously. All this kerfuffle over missing redcaps. Yes, we'd caged them due to unruly behavior, but as our redcap cleaners step...
Keep a sharp eye out. That's just a man in a costume. He's not real.
Stinks of cheese between his piggy toes.
How dare you? What in the hells is all of this?
A necessity, good sir. The Steel Watch loves pretending sweet Rivington doesn't exist. So we have decided to protect you, dear patrons. No need to thank us. You'll be allowed in once I've done this batch. Next! Hello, hello, and welcome to the Circus of the Last Days, the finest extra-planar circus there is. Oh, this is...
What's the plan?
Benji here checks all our patrons to make sure none of you are vicious murderers. Can't be too careful. But enough of this. The circus is a place of joy and distraction, so come inside and forget your worries. Not a problem, dear patron. Benji just has to check if you're a vicious murderer. Benji?
Ah! Brain juice smells like piss and iron. No light.
Oh, well, that's a first. Usually I'd allow you in, but in these times, I can take no chances. Move along. No circus for you. Viola Silvertongue won't be happy. Oh, well, she should have practiced those high notes. Welcome to the circus, a motley crew of misfits and morons. We're happy to have you.
Kindly to parasites.
Do you think Dribbles will have his animal friends with him?
Of course. He never travels without his friends. Let's go.
But the creepy monster thing.
So, precisely how many refugees are missing?
I just told you. 6. Kick 'em all out.
Pizza. They do this right, they'll run for the damn hills.
Stay back! Stay back? You're in my house! The house was empty.
There is so much wrong with that name. Oh, yes. Pyramidius and Fred are cleaners. They've just joined, but are settling in marvelous.
Eager for battle.
What's the plan? If you don't get out of there, I'm going to have to make you. Oh, yeah. Gonna get your dogs to butcher my wife and kid, are you? It's not real.
But costumes don't drool that.
I should arrest you all for gross negligence.
Nowhere else to go, you heartless sod.
Refugees for hire. That's it, right?
Action, not reaction.
Enough to clean Crimson's
So that's progress.
What's wrong with that not enough to organize the fight.
Will have his animal.
Madame Lucretius is very quick.
Never travels without his friends.
So, precisely how many refugees are missing?
The place was empty. Keep those thugs away from my family.
Danuvia! Get these squatters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
You shouldn't have to make people feel welcome in places they don't belong. I just want to remove these unlawful interlopers from my property. Excuse me? I'm exceedingly charitable. Ask anyone in this wretched town. It's one thing to donate extremely generously to those less fortunate than oneself, and quite another to give away one's entire house. I'm a very magnanimous... For this bickering! You! What's your proposal? Very well. Get the job done, and you'll be paid and be in my good graces.
Do you think you're clever, coming in and undercutting us, sweetheart? We were about to make a bit of extra cash before you butted in. You owe the guild a cut.
The Guild, a loose coalition unifying every criminal outfit in the city under one collective rule, from cut purses to contract killers.
Just a little something. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. Smart decision, sweetheart. Well, boys, we're...
To do, isn't it? Everyone deserves...
I see those animals are out of the picture. Can we stay now? Or are you going to turn us next? Same way lots of us did. Trying to get away from the army of the Absolute. If you had the chance to put a roof over your family's heads after being on the run for Torm knows how long, wouldn't you? Make it quick if you can.
All's well that ends well, eh? I'm sure the Guild will be in touch with any concerns.
As long as you stop sulking and start walking right now.
But you said you'd get rid of them. And well, with Zenobia and the others gone, I don't suppose you'll take no for an answer. All right, they can stay. Are you happy now? Now, a room can wait. After what you've put me through, I need a drink.
you'll be in a big... soon
Anything you want for supper. All the treats you're tumbling on.
Not quite sure why you stood up for us like that, but I won't say I'm not grateful. Thanks. And may Torm keep you. You're the first person in this city to have our backs.
The right thing to do, isn't it? Sorry. Everyone deserves the chance to make some coin.
In your circus.
Oh, yes.
Get through this.
She's not brave, Ben. She's just learned...
Oh.
Now we don't have to leave. I'm gonna build a big house for all the rats. It's gonna...
Be within its walls than without, Martha. At least here we stand a chance.
They're damn near chomping at the bit. What's the plan?
What do you get out of this?
What in the hell was that? An earthquake, perhaps. Strong enough to rouse the dead, too.
We're not getting past that chap.
What in the hells was that?
Whatever it is doesn't bode well. If I was a Sharan lookout, this is the sort of place I'd want.
The dog seems wary, sniffing you intently. The dog sniffs your hand and seems more at ease.
We're farmers, Chris. What are we gonna do in the city?
Pretty sure they'll need labourers to shore up the walls.
If I was a Sharan lookout,
We're
this
farmers,
is the sort
Chris.
of place I'd wait around.
What are we gonna do in the city?
And I'm sure the Manic will deal with this.
Glad to see you. Glad to see anybody, really. It was a lonely road getting here through those abandoned farmlands, and I'm a sociable sort.
Oh, to be fair, for a miserable collection of...
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
Be on your way, citizen. Got a lot to keep my eye on round here.
I took you for one of them for a moment. The refugees, that is.
You're a recent arrival for sure, still bearing dust from the road. But you have something they lack. Dignity. These wretches have nowhere to call home, nothing to live off but what they carry, and nobody to help them but themselves. And me, of course. Me? I lighten their load. You'd be shocked by the sort of things they bring with them. Gold and jewels, they can't easily exchange. Heirlooms, rarities, sentimental items, even cremation urns. Alas, you can't eat grandmother's ashes, nor can you easily trade a golden candelabra for a bowl of soup. That is where I come in. Liquidity. Their heirlooms for my gold. There is an enterprise within the city that I help to support. I know I said I wasn't given to charity, but this I'd tell you more, but they value discretion above all. As do I. You're like a dog with a bone, aren't you? Perhaps you are cannier than I first gave credit to be. I have some very special wares reserved for exclusive clientele. But I think you've earned a peek. Just a merchant. At least look at what's on offer before you embarrass yourself.
Coddling these vagabonds and don't give a rat's ass about honest citizens.
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
Why don't you protect us instead of these scruffy outlanders?
I'm paid to take down troublemakers, so don't make trouble.
Young lady, Shadowheart, a word if you will.
What are we gonna do?
Lord on the rack, give me patience. These protesters keep harassing the refuge. I just hope the ill-mate attempt...
Don't pay me any mind now.
We've got diseases, and any one of them could be a spy.
You see them over there? Refuge died in the wool agents of the Absolute. Mark my word.
Ow.
dead. There's probably only... Or, you know...
I just lost a wager, thanks to you. There have been whispers about you, sister. About your faith, your loyalty, your company. I can't help but feel the strangest twinge of disgust as I look upon you. Is it true? Has Our Lady forsaken you?
I know the truth. I know my parents still live. Tell me where they are, and I have no quarrel with you.
I'm afraid the quarrel is unavoidable, thanks to you. Now I must report your reappearance. If you are intent on bringing matters to a head, then seek out the House of Grief in the lower city. Though, if I was you, I'd be very tempted to just forget it all and disappear. You have some form at doing so, after all.
Back off and return to your homes.
Got ya! Too slow!
If you want to chat, talk to Nestor. I like my...
You're a... Excuse me? I was born inside the city wall. No, we pay taxes for you to protect us, not these intruders.
I'm here to take down troublemakers, so don't make trouble.
Oh, hi! If you're here to save me again, I don't really need to be saved right now. Good thing, huh? Bye.
Oh, it's only a couple of pots. I'll do it.
Hail, friend. Fine day, isn't it? Forgive me, you're in no mood to talk about the weather. Your journey here was a hard one, no doubt. Is this your first time in Baldur's Gate? It's a fine city, isn't it? No. Used to be you'd arrive knowing you'd a full belly and a warm bed waiting for you. These days, there's barely enough to go around. Add the refugees on top and, well, folk aren't feeling too generous. Tensions? That's putting it mildly. Some well-to-dos in the city donated enough to see the newcomers right for the time being. Only they didn't bother helping everyone else. Locals going without while strangers feast. It stoked the fire, all right. Some Baldarians are kicking up a fuss round the front of the barn as we speak. If I wasn't wearing this uniform, I'd walk round there and teach them a lesson they'd never forget. What peace. If no one steps in, there'll be bodies piled high in the streets before long. Those refugees have been leeching on our city for too long. If we don't show them that we mean business, they'll bleed us dry. We need to march round the front and kill every last one of them. Let's see them eat our food with their guts on the floor. What do you say? Tell them! I'll cut out their eyes and make them watch.
So, you're the lick-spittle who crushed the Bone Lord's thrall. Have you come begging, sniffing for our stones? Gortash won't like that. A throat his black hand can't choke the spit from. You'll need to bleed and carve this city if you want to turn him to grave meat. He shivers at the thought. When you find the Lordling, tell him Oren is watching.
So, Oren is a shapeshifter. How long has she been watching?
You know who
You could, Saul. I'm sure you did.
So, you survived. That's more than many of my kin can say. It's mainly anger that keeps me going. Zevlor was supposed to lead us, but he froze when we needed him most. I haven't seen him since the massacre on the road.
Zora. What a sad situation. The once proud Tief.
We made it through hell. Twice. I know now that...
We made it alive to Baldur's Gate.
I'm really worried.
Supplies are short.
They got me signed up to learn to make pots.
Even if we only have tankers of river water to raise.
Whatever you need. I can't help you. Even talking is painful right now.
After a quick examination, you conclude that your patient is pretending to be wounded. You wonder why.
Shh, not so loud. If those lads find out I'm faking, they might go off on their own. They're not ready for that.
So many more could have survived if we...
We got here first, friend.
If you're here to fill an empty stomach.
That might be worth a look.
This car. What were they thinking?
They wasn't thinking. Starving folk tend not to.
And taking their fair shares. We've had plenty for everyone.
If won't get as
As long
fed,
as we stand
important.
together.
Exterminated. Nothing less will do. And if we fight,
God, I can practically smell it.
Compliments in return for the picnic, is it? Maybe I'll take that drink after all.
shut it. Scavenge wherever you can from this mess.
To lose our children is a tragedy. To fail so utterly in saving them is something else entirely. Ulmer insists.
I'll destroy every last blood.
You're talking to the wrong hunter.
I share your fear.
Rechtei Hathran Rust.
Welcome, friend. You find us on a solemn day. We underestimated an enemy.
Frey Valdiskdurovna. Frey Valdiskablast.
Our tribe left camp on a rescue mission. Only Alma and those you see here returned. The wretched undead.
Im Orak. Nete. Krasin. Netra.
I will say no more. It's not my tale to tell.
No. That shame is mine alone. We would not normally tolerate outsiders at a time like this. The Slayer of Ketheric Thorn? Well, these are strange times indeed. The head of the shadow-cursed warlord is an impressive trophy. I am wondering if I could tempt you with another. Baldur's Gate is haunted by many things, but one of its most insidious is the vampire Cazador. For years, his foul spawn have stolen away innocents at night, whisking them back to his palace. Recently, they struck our camp. They took our children. Won our whole future.
We are monster hunters all. Our purpose is to kill beasts like these. But in our haste to save our little ones, we were rash. We charged straight into an ambush.
They tore us to pieces. Vampire spawn and werewolves. I have never seen a vampire's lair so heavily guarded. What's left of my tribe is wounded and broken. We cannot stand against him to save our children. But perhaps the Slayer of Ketheric could. The main entrance is blockaded, but there is another way. Near the park, you will find a broken tower, mid-repair. Climb the scaffolding, and you can enter his palace. It may be watched, but you will not walk into the slaughter that we did. Then we will settle for blood. Cazador must be destroyed. For the safety of the city, and to make sure no one else must feel our pain. If you do this, our entire tribe will be in your debt. May the gods keep you, and damn your enemies.
I know tears will not bring our children back.
There is nothing to forgive. It is only right to mourn.
We shed tears today, so we may shed blood tomorrow.
Exterminated. Nothing less will do.
Them and the innocent.
We do nothing. The innocent will suffer just the same.
What will we do?
We have no good choices.
There are so few of us left.
Our strength was never numbers, but the bonds we share, and they are stronger than ever.
As long as we stand together, we can never be truly broken.
do nothing? Just wait for the next wave?